There we go.
I'll go ahead and record
Record that last bit.
for Nancy then. And I don't know, I've never seen Zach on a Zoom call. I'm not saying anything about Zach's penchant for technology, but it might be.
Zach was fascinated the night we did a Zoom, Nancy. He was looking for her in the computer.
He was looking for her in the computer. Oh, poor Zach. Well, gathered you all here for two things. One is to meet Sarah Lee, because I know, Jeff, you met her last year, but I wanted to introduce everybody to Sarah Lee.
Yeah.
Sarah Lee has been the archaeology program coordinator since January of 2000. And that's when Brittany left. And
2020.
Oh, 2020. Yeah, 2000. You were a wee lad. So.
Where the hell have you been hiding her, Matt?
I hang out in the closet. That's just your gnome assistant.
Yep. Yeah, we finally redid the office, so we had to open up that closet, and Sarah Lee came out. But Sarah Lee has been a guide at Montpelier since around 2014 or earlier.
2016, actually.
2016.
I know,
okay.
It feels like it should have been a lot longer, but
her real claim to fame is her dad is John Douglas Hall, and so she's been lurking around the Montpelier property since
forever.
Before I was there. Yeah, forever. So you all have met John Douglas Hall, our Mr. Madison. So Sarah Lee gets regular gifts from him of the Spectator and all these 18th century texts. So very, very fluent on what Mr. Madison was reading back in the day, which is very cool. So Sarah's our go-to literary agent for all that. But for us, she's been doing the expeditions, getting people registered for the expedition since January of 2000. And so suffice to say, we have not had a normal expedition since then, because nothing has been normal since COVID. And so just like back before, right, like in May, Sarah Lee and I were laughing that, she feels like she gets up to speed in what's going on, and then everything changes. So it's just been one constant, change after the other. And this is the expedition that we're going to, with work study, is actually going to be a very different expedition, because it's going to be one of the first times where we've got Arlington House nearly full. And wanted to talk with you all about that, to make sure that, you all knew what was happening with that and were comfortable with it, and just go over, where everybody was going to be staying. And yeah, we're right now, as it stands, Nancy, Denise, and Mary are going to be in the Blue Room, and Mary will be there for a couple of days, probably maybe near the end. She's still figuring that out. And then the boys, Zach and Jeff, will be in the Peach Room. And then you all have met Helen Bauer before, I think.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to be up in the shack, and then we'd have Cindy, you and Peggy would be in the library.
So This is all tentative. I want to make that really clear, because what we had was, it's a mix of work study and then there's alum. And so it was kind of, no one was sure what they wanted to do in September, and then all at once everybody's filling up the spaces, which is awesome. But we just want to make sure that everybody's comfortable. And I know that people had room requests and things like that. I just want to make sure everybody's seen to, and that I really have all of the information available, vaccination statuses, and just everything I can do to make everybody comfortable is all I want to do. Because it is a little bit different. And I know that you all have been doing this for a long time and you know the lay of the land even better than I do. So I want to make sure that you're all comfortable as well. Jeff has
And
gotten a
don't
little
get
bit of my
me-
personality, so he knows.
Yeah, and I just want to let you all know that there's a good chance the house won't be sold before September 30th. I'm going to get it on the market, but there's a good chance I can just stay at my house because I've told them, all things being equal, I would prefer to close no earlier than September 30th. So,
Okay.
and but I'm just not sure yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
We
so,
sold the house in 4 days.
Yeah,
Literally.
there's a
And we-
chance it could sell, and if they like, I told the realtor everything's negotiable, but you know,
Mhm.
if we can, if it's going to go on the market, I think it's this week finally, and then we'll see what happens.
and a lot of these plans are all made before the resurgence of COVID and what's going on with all that. So, yeah, wanted to, yeah, again, like Sarah Lee is saying, make sure everybody knows, you know, who's going to be at Arlington, and there's going to be, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, including Helen, other people that have signed up for the September 12th program right now. And there would be 2 other people, Donna Ruggles and Kathleen Eclay, who would be staying in the porch. So, which is, you know, the other room at Arlington House. So all told, there'd be a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
10
7,
people
8,
staying
9,
there.
10. Yeah, 10 people staying there, with you included, Cindy, if you
Okay.
decided you were going to stay. So just wanted to make sure you all knew that. And we wanted to do a special call with Work Study, one to have you meet Sarah Lee, and also to just because, you know, be able to have more frank discussions about everything with you all. So,
Is
and
any basement?
interns are in the basement, staff
Okay.
interns. So we've got 4 intern staff that are staying in Arlington house. We have 5 that we've hired, but one has not. Rebecca, she's in her 40s. She's an African-American graduate student, and she has not been able to be at Arlington because she's got a dog, and she's had to go back home to take care of the dog because her sister is supposed to take care of it. Suffice to say, we're trying to figure out some residence things for her, and she's going to be doing remote work in the meantime. So, but yeah, and for the site we're going to be working on, it's going to be you all might remember this one, or 220, which is the site when you're walking from Mount Pleasant up to the parking lot. It's the old 1765 road that used to be a path, and then it got taken up for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. It's middle of the night. And then get covered over with clay. It covered over the entire site that we had with clay. And I was like, no, Bill, we have to remove all this clay because that is an 18th century site. And we were about ready to, this is when we were about ready to fly LiDAR, Cindy. So I was so Terry and I went out with shovels and took off all the clay the next morning. And Gaines Haney came out and helped us, bless his heart. He saw us out there and he's like, Matt, yeah, we got people, we'll help you. So, but
Is
this
it-
is, huh?
So is this the one that you were calling the tobacco barn area for a while, or?
This is the one that's just north of the tobacco barn quarter. So in 2004, we did it.
So it'd be on the left side of the path as you walk. Okay.
Yep, on the left side of the path. And it's the one with all the humps and depressions. And when Lou Middleman came out and did a proton magnetometer survey, he picked up a massive burn area at that location. And Lynn and Scott originally thought that it was a brick clamp, but when we did testing there, there's absolutely no brick. And so there's just no way it's a brick clamp with no brick, because brick clamps just have gobs of brick from the salmon, the low fired brick, that's the spoils that are tossed out. But it's some kind of burn area. So we're going to be there in September. We're just finishing up the what turns out to be a farrier site at the bottom of the hill below the well. And we're just putting in a few units there to understand what it is. And we finished up the blacksmith shop back in July. So we're moving between sites. And I was looking forward to having this site or 220 be with work study, because there's some really cool features there. There's a mix of interesting artifacts, and it would just be for a lot of you a return to something you might have remembered us talking about for a long time. But for work study, we're going to do that as a 5-day program, and then Saturday, after work study is done, is Constitution Day, and what the powers that be wanted us to do tours for the general public, and then have staff available for, if we do have more people than we think we're going to have staff available for managing crowds. So we're not going to have the site open, because otherwise we'd have to have all hands on deck to have the site open, if that makes sense. So, but we'll have the field lab open, and and we'll be doing tours. So, and I don't know what kind of dog and pony shows we're going to have out there. It's not going to be one of the ones where, I don't know if you all remember the one where we had the balloon and the Chinese dragon out front. So nothing out of context like that. So that was insane. Was hoping that Doug Smith was going to be drug off by the balloon that time, but that didn't work out. So maybe we could, I was going to say maybe we could hook Roy to a balloon this year, but I won't talk about that. So anywho,
Matt, some of us were tossing around the idea of maybe just doing our own little thing on Saturday, going somewhere for a little trip. Would Arlington House be available Saturday evening for us if we decide to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Because we do not have a program the following week. So yeah, that'd be great. So, but yeah, wanted to make sure you all had this information about, Arlington, and wanted to hear any concerns or changes. And like Sarah Lee very aptly put, this is, something that we've got on, the tentative plans right now, but I wanted to hear any input that you all might want to give, or suggestions or concerns about all this.
I was just wondering, with the Delta variant news, does that change the way you all are planning things, or?
Well, with people being vaccinated, I feel like, and this, I'm not a medical doctor, I don't even play one on TV, but with people being vaccinated, I feel like the risk, if everyone in the house is vaccinated, the risk is considerably lower and pretty much negligible. It's only if you're in the masses of the unvaccinated that there is concerns. But like I said, that's, we don't have any official Montpelier policy on this right now. But, and I think I'm pretty sure everyone's vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all the staff is vaccinated. I need to,
I haven't heard from everyone who's signed up yet. And that's something that I just want to be thinking of these things for everybody. So, if everybody is, that's fantastic as well. And I just want to know what our parameters are. The more information I have from you all, the better I can plan this, so that everybody just has a really wonderful time. Because more than likely there isn't any reason we wouldn't have a wonderful time. This can all work out really nicely, but I just want to make sure, because this is a little bit different than what you all are used to for work study. And I just don't want this to impede that at all. So if you all are vaccinated, that helps as well. And I will make sure that I find out from everybody else. And the other thing that is important is we want to make sure that you all are in an environment you're comfortable with, right? Because
I would feel safe to say that if there is someone that is not vaccinated, I would want to talk to them about staying somewhere else, especially with Arlington House. I'd feel very concerned about having anyone unvaccinated in the house. And that is probably goes without saying.
Yeah, yeah, I was gonna say, Matt, I think that would be pretty important. And I don't know, I guess I'm kind of concerned about getting COVID, even though I have the Pfizer vaccine, which I know it already looks like its efficacy is dropping by the day. And then, so yeah, I don't have to worry about death or hospitalization, but I'm a little concerned about getting it. So yeah, I don't know. I think if there are actually 10 people staying in Arlington House, I think I can tell you right now, I'm not going to stay in Arlington House. If my house is sold, I'll get a motel room or something like that, because that's just where my comfort level is. I mean, I spent, I don't know, over 500 days in lockdown to then just be like, oh yeah, fine, whatever. People coming from all over the country, and like, you know, I don't know. That's just me.
No, that's why I wanted us to all talk about this, because it, like I said, all the requests kind of came in all at once. And, you know, I just wanted to make sure that this is something that we're all talking about. We all have different comfort levels, you know, and that's just, thank you, Cindy,
Yeah.
for saying something.
Okay. Yeah. So you can have my bed in the library if someone else wants it.
Sarah Lee, did you send out an email asking for vaccination status? I don't remember seeing one.
I did not send that out yet. I have an information packet I've wanted to send out, but there were so many variables happening. I didn't want to send misinformation first, but I will still send out that Google sheet for everybody to fill out. I'll just send that separately.
That question's in the Google form, isn't it?
Right, and the Google form hasn't been sent out yet.
Oh, so you have not sent out the Google form yet?
Yes, because we had too many changing things happening at the time. So what I will do is I'll just send out that form separately right away for everybody.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And if everybody can fill that out, that is going to be key, is everybody filling out that form.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I would say, Sarah Lee, when you send that out, say if for anyone staying in Arlington House, it's a requirement that they fill out the Google form, because it includes the question on the vaccine.
It just needs to be for planning this whole thing. It just needs to be, no matter what. Everybody going to fill it out.
You're right. It needs to be for everything.
It'll be fine. Okay. I can get that out immediately.
Now, I realize that things change very quickly, but what are the current rules of Arlington House? I know last year there was discussion about not being able to use the kitchen, about not congregating in the living room. Are all of those things still in place?
Right now, with vaccine status, what we did with the, and this is, we have not had anyone stay in Arlington House since the field school. And with the field school, with everyone being vaccinated, and obviously this being pre the resurgence of COVID, we had relaxed the status and people were using the kitchen, but we're asking people to be have limited, not to congregate in areas. So with the Delta variant, I mean, one thing that we were originally going to implement was everyone would get a 10 to 20 minute shift in the kitchen, and that people would not be cooking in the kitchen, but could have microwave food that then could be cooked quickly, and then the next person could come in. So, but right now we don't have that in place. And that's where, we want to monitor the situation. I mean, the main thing with the with all of this is limiting aerosol and it's not so much touch, but you know, with people sharing a bedroom, it's you know, relying on the vaccination for this. So, I mean, to tell you the truth, if you know, when we started making the reservations for Arlington House, that was in June, and things were looking pretty doggone good. I mean,
Yeah, just to
we're
let you know, I had a completely different attitude in June. In June, I would have been like, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it's just,
Yeah. And this is the only program where Arlington is this full because it's alumni, and you know, alumni and work study, and everybody loves Arlington. And it's so that's why we wanted to start the conversation with you all, and then either later this week or probably early next week, I'm gonna arrange a COVID call with everybody like that's on the program, and you all will get that invite as well.
And I'm not, I
Just
mean,
so
I'm
you
not asking
know,
those rules be put in place this year. I was just curious, in particular, asking more for Nancy than myself about the kitchen, because I know that Nancy does prefer to cook at the house quite a bit. And I know that that's something that she's expressed to me she's concerned about.
Mm-hmm. Right now, we don't have any restrictions on that.
we used the kitchen last year.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Well,
who were
we're-
you staying with, Jeff? Who was in Arlington?
I couldn't tell you their names. There were maybe 6 of us.
Okay, yeah, that's between interns and in the basement. Yeah.
There was one of the women, was there with us year before last. I don't remember what her name was.
Yeah, Peggy and then Debbie.
Peggy
know
and
we used-
Debbie, I think,
Yeah.
maybe.
It was
Maybe
Peggy.
not. Let's see. Mm-mm.
I mean, I'm not that, I'm kind of at the other end. I'm not that concerned about it. Maybe I should be, and I'll just let you know, I'm not vaccinated. So there you go.
wow, that's brave being a dentist and not getting vaccinated. Okay.
Okay.
Because I mean, that's a personal choice that I made. At some
Yeah.
point, I may become vaccinated, but right now I'm not.
You think you'd be vaccinated before work study, Jeff?
Probably not.
Probably not. Okay.
I mean, I figure everybody has a sense if they're sick, they'll be able to stay home. I mean, that's the way I look at it. If I'm sick, I'll stay home. But that's, of course, we're all from different parts of the country, and that makes a big difference on how we look at it. So,
Well, you're a medical person. What do you think about asymptomatic spread? Is that I can't tell anything from the news these days, so I'm just curious, but
well, yeah, I mean, that's the way I kind of look at it is, you know, you can't believe what's coming out. I mean, even the CDC, you can't believe everything they say either. So there's so many variables on what ifs. And so, you know, I don't know.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was just curious because I figure you might hear more data than I would.
No. I'm in the dark like everybody else.
Would it encourage you to get vaccinated if you thought about how scared Zach is going to be in the peach room all by himself if you don't?
Lock Zach in the closet.
I was thinking about that. I was like, can I really put anyone in the peach room? It's not really kind.
What's wrong with the peach room?
You just get extra company, right?
Mm-hmm. It's where the
friendly ghost.
Yeah, friendly ghost.
I thought the ghosts were in the blue room.
There and
That's
definitely
what I always heard.
Mhm.
See, everybody told me the peach room. They might have been messing with me. Huh.
Well, the
Yeah,
field school students.
Story
have
about the
said
World
teacher-
War I soldier standing over Kira years ago. That happened in the Blue Room, which is why I think Nancy likes to stay in there so much. She's hoping
She wants to meet
a
him.
nighttime visitor.
Right.
Oh, I hadn't heard that. That's awesome.
I forgot that was Kira. That had to happen too. So.
I like being scared, but I like more hearing other people's stories and encounters. I wouldn't go for that surprise myself. Oh, perfect. Are there
Denise
any
just has to watch out for Mary.
for Mary?
Mary, for Mary.
For Mary.
Right, Mary.
She is so wild. I mean, really.
No, she's quite scary in the middle of the night when you have a nightmare about Mary standing in your bed staring at you. I tried to kick her. I almost fell out of bed because it was so real. She was just looming over me and staring at me like a kindergarten teacher who caught me doing something very bad. Terrifying.
You guys should like keep journals. I feel like work study, if you don't already, you need to keep diaries of your adventures.
Nancy has diaries, but she won't share them
Yeah,
with
she used to have scrapbooks.
To be published later.
We have photo diaries as well. So there's some classic ones.
That's pretty perfect. Does anybody else have any thoughts they want to share? This is a safe space, just things you're thinking of, concerns you have, or something that, you know, you're thinking of since you all are so familiar with Arlington and staying there, or the expeditions as well.
Yeah, I'm not personally concerned. I mean, I'm vaccinated. I was vaccinated early though, so as Cindy said, you know, the efficacy of the vaccine by the day, but I'm not concerned at this point with being vaccinated. I'm comfortable. I don't feel like we need a lot of restrictions at Arlington House, but I can't obviously speak for the rest of the group.
I'm fine. I'm like with Denise. I'm fine with we're not having to walk around with masks and avoiding each other. I mean, that's why we come. I know last year
To avoid each
nobody
other.
came. Of course, nobody knew each other, and so nobody. The first night I thought, okay, I'll sit downstairs like we normally do, and nobody showed up, So I finally went up to my room. So like nobody congregated. There was no, there's no interaction. So that really sucks. I can sit at home by myself.
Yeah,
So,
that's the point of the programs. Yeah.
Yep, I understand that. Well, and I don't have any concern outside at the dig. I think from everything that I have heard, like Jeff said, who knows if it's accurate or not, but I'm not concerned about being outside unless I don't want to go to a rock concert where people are crowded and screaming in my face, but you know, almost any kind of outside interaction, I'm not concerned about that.
That's mostly what I was gonna recommend, was what a lot of people were doing on other programs is congregating outside of Arlington. You know, it's so pretty, like out on that screen porch, you know, there's air flowing through. If you don't, if it's raining, be on the screen porch, if not, there are places to still be cozy and congregate where everybody can feel, comfortable. Just everybody's got different experiences they're all coming from. So I don't want people to feel like they can't.
We could go sit by the pool.
Yeah, there is a pool.
There is a pool. Do you know that the interns actually have a pool?
Nope.
No, that at Arlington, they actually bought an adult blow up pool. And it's behind one of the barns.
Bring our suits is what you're saying.
Yeah. Bring your suit.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing system they have rigged out there.
Won't the interns be happy when all of us show up in our bathing suits, hang out with them?
You know what? This is a great group of interns that we have this year. And I'm sure
You're
every
gonna
year they
enjoy
say
them.
that, but they are amazing. And they would be like, yeah, come on.
Mhm.
They're
So-
great.
Actually, that reminds me, who are the staff people that you have now? This has nothing to do with COVID. I'm just curious. Who's still on staff? Chris and
Yeah, Chris is still here. Mary, of course, is still here. Terry is going to be gone. He's leaving. Terry's last day is going to be not this Friday, but next Friday. He's his wife got a position in the president's office at Wake Forest University down in North Carolina, Winston-Salem, and so since he was able to get a presidential appointment at Wake Forest in the anthropology department, which is great for him. But we're gonna really miss Terry. And Dennis is still here, and then it's me, Sarah Lee, and then the five new intern staff.
oh,
And
okay.
Mary.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I just wondered if there was any of the old field crew besides Chris, but doesn't sound like it. Okay.
Yeah. Last year we basically in 2019 is when Brittany went away, Brittany and DJ left, Miles left to go to graduate school. And then that was the last of the South Yard crew.
Mhm.
And that's when about the time that Chris became crew chief. And Chris is going to become the project director or the field director. And so we're actually, divvying up all those, what Terry did up between Mary and Chris, myself, and yeah.
Okay.
I'm currently doing an updated staff info sheet that I can send out to everybody as soon as I get it finished. So we'll get all the dirt on everybody.
Knowledge is power. So
It is. I'll tell you everybody's weaknesses and let you mess with them all week. It'll be great.
Another question about Arlington House, and this is trivial, but kind of important when I'm packing. Will the washer and dryer be available to us? Because I know last year there was something with you weren't allowing access to the washer and dryer. So I just need to know how much I need to pack.
I foresee that the washer and dryer will be available. I don't see where that would be a problem.
Yeah, what we'll probably discuss, just for the sake of everybody staying sane about it, is probably have like scheduled times that we know the staff is using it, and otherwise leave it free, just so that everybody knows when. And because it is crowded in there. However, why we love the interns so much, it is so spotless in the laundry room right now. They deep cleaned it. I've never seen, like, it's sparkling. It's unreal.
That
So
is the first since it was renovated.
I didn't recognize
when it
it.
was renovated, it hasn't looked that good. So
Never looked as
the
good.
laundry room is
They
never renovated.
rubbed.
Wow.
So on the bright side, when you come down those stairs, you won't worry about tripping over the myriad of things that are usually there. So it's safer to use laundry these days. But yeah, absolutely. There's no reason you guys can't. And that's what I figure. Instead of scheduling you all, we'll just schedule the staff use of the laundry room. It'll be a lot easier.
That's fine. Jeff and I usually con Nancy into doing our laundry anyway. So that's all of our laundry.
I'm taking notes of so many things right now. You're like, actually I have a bunch of sheets, Nancy. I'll just set them here.
Yeah.
Perfect. These are great. Any others? Thoughts, feelings, renovations that we can't do, but maybe ought to.
Can't think of anything.
No, I'm looking forward to it.
Yep.
I'm hoping it'll look as normal as possible, but I want everybody to be comfortable too.
Yeah, and I think that the main thing, and that's why we wanted to have all these pre-meetings, and it seems like a lot, but it's just going to give us the best gauge about how to make everybody comfortable. And there's absolutely a way for everybody to be comfortable and have fun. It's
Mhm.
just planning some things out. That's all. And that's more on us. So,
The
so I
days
really
don't start till
appreciate you
10
all being
o'clock.
here. Oh, go ahead.
The days
What's that,
don't
Jeff?
start till 10 o'clock with COVID.
Oh yeah. There is the relaxed start time. So we've actually implemented that on all the expeditions. So people usually start around 8 o'clock, but work study is special where it's when people roll in. So, and a lot of alumni don't, like with the tours. Some folks do the tours, some folks don't, and that makes it even a later start time.
That's awesome. That is great. Well, good.
The
I
house
didn't
open?
know that.
The house is open. Yeah, we've actually, in June we opened up Mirror Distinction of Color. The cellar exhibits opened up the DuPont Gallery. The archaeology lab is not open yet. It's still closed. And that's mainly because like Mary up until now has been on her own, and they're just, she does not barely has time to get everything done that she needs to get done, much less cleaning in the lab. So, and having it be able to be open and staffed, because with Ben gone, Ben, left in June of last year, July of last year, and he's working as a postman now. So,
Wow.
and
Cool.
he and China are getting married in September. He and his girlfriend or fiance.
Matt, are you still doing lectures, or are you going to be doing them via Zoom or not at all?
I'm going to do them over Zoom, and then everything else is outdoor tours. So, and even the artifact handling session that Mary does is out in the field lab. It's going to be by the time you all arrive, we're going to move the field lab from where it was last year, Jeff, over by the overseer's house, over to the overflow parking lot that is at the visitor center. So that's where we're going to be doing the lab is there. And Mary's loved that, to be able to be out in the field. And also it's when it's right in that lower parking lot, it'll be even more accessible to visitors, which will be great.
It has been really cool having it out there, right there in the field. It's pretty nifty. It feels more accessible.
Yeah, we just got to figure out how to move those huge tents.
Yep. I'll leave that one to you.
All the circus.
Huh?
All the circus.
All the circus. Yeah, we need the circus to come to town and move it. So, well, this is the most detail I've seen of your house, Jeff. It looks beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Love
Yeah,
all that paneling.
Oh, that is really nifty. I wasn't even seeing that. That's cool.
Oh, that looks really nice.
Dishes out on the counter.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
beautiful.
And yeah, Jeff's bandwidth is getting low, it looks like. So
I have sucky internet.
yeah, I remember you saying that. You've got the cable. Yeah, Arlington, the one thing to note is Arlington's internet has been terrible. We put in a new connection that was a direct connection to the visitor center, an aerial connection or a line of sight connection. And that was this massive antenna that's on top of the house. And it worked for about 8 months. And for some reason now it has just been spotty as all get out. Like once the field school arrived, that's when it got really spotty, which is very frustrating. That's one thing that I'm not sure if we're going to be able to correct by the time work study rolls around. And Mike has been ripping his hair out trying to figure out what's up with that, with the ITTS folks.
Yep, hopefully they'll have it figured out, but it's not a bad thing to have bear in mind is going on there. So guess we'll stock with more jigsaw puzzles just in case. Well, anything else that anybody has? I'm super appreciative that you all came here to talk because it's like Matt was saying, every expedition I have done has been completely different, but not out of design. Like it's just as everything's been unfolding, everyone has been a little bit different. And so I figured really nice to be able to pick your brains again, because you all have been doing this for such a long amount of time. I'm definitely somebody who relies on experts. That's my MO. So I figured being able to talk to you all before I, go over these plans with the rest of the alums who want to join you for this was the better way to go. So thank you. I really appreciate it.
Good.
Are we
Happy to
gonna
help.
have the fancy
Thank you.
donut.
You want a fancy donut again this time? I mean, I can.
Sarah Lee has access to some great shops in Fredericksburg. She can provide the dinners that Sarah Lee's been bringing from Fredericksburg are just absolutely amazing. Like we had the taco meal last night was I have never eaten a taco that tasty.
I think I may bring that again for you all because that was a hit. They are pretty amazing. Perfect. Yeah, I'm bringing Fredericksburg food, pastries and donuts, tacos.
Mm-hmm.
Living it up, everyone.
And for you all that are big fans of Dunkin' Donuts, there is a Dunkin' Donuts in town now.
Orange finally got a Dunkin' Donuts.
I don't know how Orange rated that, but it did.
Might want to aim a little higher.
You're like a little higher.
Aim a little higher.
That was the best part. There were so many Montpelier employees like, there's a Dunkin' Donuts now. I was like, guys, they're like, I know, but hey, it's something. Oh, geez. But yes, no, this will not be Dunkin' Donuts. I've got some Freddy donuts I can bring there. Well, perfect.
Good.
Okay, then. Does everybody feel good about some of this discussion? And of course, if anybody thinks of anything later or questions or anything, obviously shoot out to us because we're getting really used to being flexible with our planning. So that's good.
If we were not flexible, we would not be able to do this. So especially with COVID. I mean, my goodness, this has been a trial by fire with doing programs. It's like in many ways that COVID has taken anything that has any issues and just, really made you focus on those to get through it. I think anything is going to be easy after this. So it's proven that we can do these programs under any conditions.
And if they can still be really good programs.
Yeah, we'll see if we can
really enjoy them.
Do it after a nuclear war, nuclear holocaust. Running the expeditions. But yeah, we won't go into that. So we survived the Trump administration without that, so maybe we don't have to worry about it.
All right.
Well, good seeing everybody. And yeah, like Sarah Lee said, if you have any questions or want to talk individually about any of this, please give us a call, either Sarah Lee or I. So.
Okay.
And is it all right if I send out this recording to Zach and Nancy and Mary?
Yeah, we didn't talk any shit about it. You can send it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Well, now's your chance to talk that shit.
Yeah. So stop the recording and then you can go ahead and go.
Yeah.
Let loose. Okay. Well, great.
No volunteers on that one.
Well, all right. Well,
All right.
thank you all so much again. And I really appreciate you. And like I said, feel free to reach out. And again, ideas or suggestions. Love it. Thank you
Right.
so much.
Thank you.
You.
All right. Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.